H-Town. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, where we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It's Tuesday. Wow. But before we go anywhere, it's a whole lot of stuff we need to talk about. Let me talk about, let me go to my starting five. Let me introduce the first five people. Why is my first five people who sign on to the Chop Shop feed? They're affectionately called our starting five, and let me see who's those five people are today. We got Rod Wells, we got Lil Rick, we got Dale Griggs, we got Tiffany Saunders, Sonia Billingsley, and the sixth woman of the day is Kim Jackson. I saw Kim on Facebook running her mouth last night. Yeah, Baylor, I'm Baylor. What's up, Maite? What's up, Matt? Baylor Bears is in the building. What's up, Mindy? Hold on, let me go down. Lonnie Green, Corey Willis. Let me talk to Daryl. I see Daryl Anderson, Gary Sinclair. Let me see who else we got. Got Candace. We got Jay Jackson in the building. Jay, you get your shirt yet? Candace, Robert Risens, Odyssey, I don't even want to talk about you. You got to talk about a PGW this week. Okay, we can talk about one. We'll talk when we get on the PGWs, make sure you bring it up. Kevin Jones, Sikkim, baby. Oh, that's my best friend, Paul Miranda. Him and old Michael Henderson and old Stacy, they had some boy. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to gloat today. I'm just too happy to gloat today. What's up, Tyrone? Chris? Oh, we got Daryl Barnes in the house. I mean, we just got everybody. Oh, gosh, we got everybody. Y'all share the show. Do me a favor, share the show. Jimmy will be on in a minute. Maybe Chris. I don't know. But I know Jimmy will be on in a minute. But I want to share something with y'all before those guys get here. First of all, and what I wrote to myself, I said, and then there's one. You know, it was 4, and then there's 1. No, it was 60. It was 68. But then there is 1. The best team in college basketball, the national champion Baylor Bears. Y'all, I got a 6 o'clock call this morning. I can't wait to share y'all about y'all, with y'all. But they are who we thought they were, and Baylor is that squad. You know, I had a couple of friends of mine who was calling me Dr. Newsom. Dr. Newsom, he was calling me. You know, he liked to bet. You know, he liked to bet with Vegas. He been betting for years. He was betting offshore before it became popular. And yes, Baylor did. I got that for y'all. I'll put that up here, folks. But before Jimmy even get here, the dudes who was that Troy Callahan sent me a can of whoopers last night. But y'all, to me, old Gonzaga looked like the B squad. You know, like the B team, the JV. They look like some JV dudes last night, y'all. I just want to put that up there. Let me get that thing out the way. They look like a JV squad out there, man. Walter Yates, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Walter Yates. There's a big gap, y'all, between Baylor and Gonzaga. And the team that y'all were all about to put on this in the rafters and of college basketball. I mean, a few of y'all. My son, he ain't called me back. Y'all, let's think about this. My own son, Olga. I said, who you going for, player? Fox. What's up, Fox? My son said, Zags, man. I said, son, I hope you didn't bet money on it. The man ain't called me back yet, y'all. He ain't text me back yet. Wow. But the teams, you know, they was about to anoint this team, y'all. They was about to anoint this team. I mean, as one of the greatest basketball teams of all time. Y'all, just the other day, y'all was hearing it. And get to a national championship, Asanya Billingsley, and lose by almost 20? What's up, Brandon? Brandon, we got to talk about this, man. And I ain't mad at nobody. You know, my man Eric Bowens called me. He said, Hatter, you told me these boys were that good. And somebody called me this morning because I don't get a chance to watch the shows before the Chop Shop because I be doing other work that ain't got nothing to do with Chop Shop. So I don't have time to talk before the show. So I like to be surprised. I tape all the shows and go back and watch it. But somebody texted me this morning and said, Stephen A. Smith admitted he was wrong, but said he didn't see Baylor but twice this season. And he saw Gonzaga twice. See what happens, y'all. Media, remember this, y'all. Media shapes our culture. If you show your kid everything about rap and all you do is give him rap books to read, give him rap magazines to read, let him play rap magazine, let him go watch your MTV raps. Share the show, y'all, right quick. If y'all let the kid do that all the time, he's going to influence him. So guess what? A lot of people have been influenced because they look at these people on TV. They just, the mighty Gonzaga, Jimmy is here. Let me click him in. Jimmy, square yourself in the screen. The mighty Gonzaga. I mean, it'll get in your mind. It'll get in your subconscious, y'all. Y'all don't understand. If me and Jimmy come on here every day and say Martin Vaughn is the best singer in the world. Every day. Martin Vaughn can't sing a lick. But if Jimmy and I come on here and say it enough, guess what y'all gonna believe, some people? Martin Vaughn can sing. Because media shapes our culture. And I sit there and watch that game last night. Baylor is a better team. Baylor has better guards. Baylor is battle tested. Baylor is better defensively. What else? And their level of physicality just couldn't be matched. and I'm just sitting there, I'm just watching. Y'all think about this, man. Jimmy, Baylor was great at the start of the year. They was great in the middle of the year. And they had a little hiccup called COVID, pause. Then they picked right back up. To me, and it was about respect last night. And you didn't hear it coming from any of them players. I know Jimmy was in there with them, and I know what they was thinking about. And he can share that with you. But they didn't come out come out publicly and talk about it was about disrespect. Because everybody. Because everybody was talking about was history. That's all everybody was talking about. How great this Gonzaga team, Jimmy, and how they're going to steamroll through this thing. I mean, my own son, Jimmy, my dude who's supposed to, he made him sometimes think a lot. Zags, man. And Jimmy, he ain't called me back since, Jimmy. He gets hot about stuff like, he hot in catfish grease right now. But, because he hate to lose. It was not the case last night, ladies and gentlemen. They played like they had a chip on their shoulder. I'm so proud of them, Jimmy. Jimmy, my man was telling me, he said, man, it was like on Coach Carter. Jimmy, everybody watched Coach Carter, right? You watched Coach Carter. They said, my man said, I forgot who said it. He said, Baylor, they D last night, the D Baylor used last night was Delilah. You know what he said, Delilah? They said, pick up your man and make it tough on him all day. They make him uncomfortable. Baylor Delilah them dudes last night. Jimmy, I saw fear in Gonzaga's eyes. I saw fear in Mark Few's eyes. And Jimmy, in the first 2 or 3, 4, I said 4 minutes, they ran, hey Jimmy, they ran into some grown men last night. Jimmy, one dude, I don't know his name. Somebody tell me the dude who hurt his shoulder trying to get a rebound on Mark Vital. Jimmy, the boy threw his shoulder out of socket, Jimmy, trying to mess with these grown ass men, man. But they put that Delilah on him, Jimmy, and I know you got so much stuff. I bet, Jimmy, you're going to be surprised. You sent me something this morning. You're going to be surprised at what I did with what you sent me this morning. Man, I can see, you remember, who was that said that, you mean, what was the name of that show? Hey, they talk about, you tell me your fist is softer than his face. I mean, man, them Baylor bad. Jimmy, I said 10 points. But Jimmy, you know what? Paul Miranda tweeted me last night and said, Hatter, I'm going to be absent today. Can I get an excuse absence from the job? I said, no, Paul, come on in, man. When Baylor win, all of us win, man. And Jimmy, before you say anything, I got a call at 6 o'clock in the morning. Come on, wake up, man. Wake up and get this money. I said, okay. Man, Jerome Tames got to be the coach. Hatter. I remember Jerome Tames. I mean, the man went into a Jerome Tames soliloquy at 6 o'clock in the morning and then get off to 6:45. And he was just explaining that how Jerome Tames, he said, Robert, yes, Scott Drew gonna get all the credit. He said, but Robert Hatter, you got to tell this narrative. I said, first of all, Jerome Tames has been on our show several times, almost more than any college coach. I said, that's one of Jimmy's best friends. So we always talk about Jerome Tames. But Jimmy, he said, Jerome Tames, he said, Robert, he was there in the lean years when it first started in the lean. Jimmy, I did not know Baylor used to have they was holding tryouts when the man first got there. To be on the team, they had 6 walk-ons, Jimmy. I didn't read all of that. I didn't know about all that story. And these guys, and guess what? You can be a walk-on and go to college and play at Baylor at that time. It was so bad. But Jimmy, man, I'm glad that, man, tell me what's that. I got more, but I know you got some stuff that they can't have. And before you come on, let me show y'all what Jimmy sent me. He sent me some pictures, and quickly I tried to and it was quick, y'all. I just made a little, hold on, let me see, where my Baylor people at? Here we go. Here my Baylor. Put my young fella in there, Jimmy. Jimmy, I had to add something in there. I had to put my young fella in there at the end. But Jimmy, how did it feel, man? What happened last night? You don't look like you got no hangover, so you didn't party too much. What happened last night?
I partied the rest of the nights to make up for it combined. That was good. You have to realize that was a Monday night. You're already in a COVID respecting city. There ain't many restaurants and bars that are going to be open for grown folk. That's going to be, the game wasn't over. Time to get out of the game, you had a lot of the families from the 2 teams had already been instructed that you go over to a secret location nearby and spend time with the players. Each player and each coach getting a certain amount of people that can come in. Mind you, to realize 25 plus days that some of these people had been without seeing some of these very same family members in person.
Right.
That they normally, so you got grandmamas that's come seeing their grandkids, and because they've been in the bubble, so to speak. So that by the time that take place, the team had to go. They stayed on the doggone floor for extra 35, 40 minutes after the game. Everybody waiting on one shining moment to come. And then they got to go to the locker room, shower, we had to wait on this. So by the time we left that place, man, it was after midnight.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't no time. It was like, man, everybody now in the mode of thinking. I'm sitting there thinking like, dang, I wish my plane my plane would have been, I wish my plane would have been 6 in the morning instead of 6 in the evening. And but anyway, the feeling inside of the place, Baylor fans were deep, first of all. They were deep in there. I mean, it was the Gonzaga fans. I'm not talking about vocal. I'm talking about the presence. And most times, most you can tell by looking at the sea of green and gold. That game, remember I said yesterday I was rooting for the game to halfway live up to the expectation. I also was rooting for Baylor foremost. And I was hoping this is the perfect showing from Baylor last night, because what it did was it took a lot of heat off of University of Houston, because they would have laughed. They ended up being the laughing stock of the 4 teams that were in Indy, but from the manner of which they received a TKO from Baylor. Well, this was a KO. It could have been a TKO, but this was definitely a KO. And from talking about from Baylor on Gonzaga, remember they were up 19 guys in the first half. That 19, they were up 25 in the first half against Houston. They beat Houston by 19. They were up 19 when the walk-ons and the rest of the crew, when they cleared the benches with 55 seconds to go, it was a 19-point spread right then. One of the kids from Gonzaga hit a 3 from the left corner, from the far corner, to make it 16. And Scott Drew's like, oh, you know, LJ, we knew he gonna get him a shot in. I had a side bet with a guy. I told him, hey, I bet you, I bet it was right off in Mortimer bet $1. If LJ Crowd get on that floor, he's gonna get a shot up. And yes, sure enough, LJ got a shot up.
Yes,
you know, ching ching. You know, that it's only $1 bet, but it feels like a 1,000. You know, something like that. Just a side prompt. But the game, I was looking at a total dominance of a scout. I told you guys yesterday what the coaches had informed me. This team, when they were watching Gonzaga play UCLA, if UCLA had won that game, they might have beat Baylor. UCLA might have beaten Baylor, because Baylor was mentally, they were mentally prepared. And they wanted Gonzaga more than anything you could imagine. And it showed. You can tell by the body language from the opening jump ball. That was the goal. Get that jump ball first. Then go and take it to them. And that's what they did. The next thing you know, before the first TV timeout, Howard, Jalen Suggs get his second foul. And it was all, the momentum had already been set by the Bears. They went up 11-1. They didn't give up a single field goal in the first 4 minutes of the game.
It didn't matter. Jalen Suggs,
and it was just a master.
Was glad to sit down. Jalen Suggs was glad to sit down. But keep going.
And he wasn't the only one that was glad to sit down. You know, and think about this. Remember in that semifinal game, remember a Yaya opened and set the tone for Gonzaga. Remember, Yaya came out there with hitting a bunch of jumpers and mid-range working. They took all that away. Everything that they did against UCLA, they were not able to do against Baylor. And here's the thing that people saying. It was so, think about it. This goes to show you once again, and we see it over and over and over, when you have the best offense versus the best defense. In championship games, the defense most of the time prevails. In other words, in baseball, if you got great pitching versus great hitting in championship time, that great pitching is likely to prevail. This is what you saw last night. And the thing is, like you just said, and how you just mentioned to him, a lot of you guys, you can confess right now. Let it be a teachable moment. You allowed the mainstream media to brainwash you into believing, not necessarily saying that Gonzaga wasn't good. No, they were great this season. But on last night, on April the 5th, leading up until that moment, mainstream media led you guys to believe that Baylor was not going to have a chance to beat these guys. And that just baffled the hell out of me. It baffled me. Then they come back and say, well, Baylor, by the way, yes, right, they lost the games right after the pandemic when they had to sit down. They had a long lapse in play. They come back and they lose to this team. Then you lose to Kansas. Wait a minute. So you mean you've been punishing Baylor for losing to Kansas in Kansas? That's what you're trying to tell me? That you've been punishing them for that. Now all of a sudden, is Gonzaga was over right now? No. Baylor was under-respected, and you gave just enough motivation to go out there, not just win the game. They opened up a can of whoopers.
And Jimmy, history was on Gonzaga's side. So a lot of people like to jump on the history bandwagon too. But it just seemed like Baylor, I was watching, they made Gonzaga stop playing a zone, Jimmy. Hold on. Jimmy, that's like you in the pickup game, y'all going at it. Hey, man, let's go zone. We can't stop little Jimmy. Let's go zone. Man, it was just, I saw so many things last night. Timmy lost a lot of money last night, Jimmy. He looked like Marc Gasol. He looked like Marc Gasol on the Lakers last night. That's why they got Drummond in to get his ass, sit his ass on the bench. Baylor knew what it meant to get up for this game. You got to realize Baylor has experienced the highs and lows of, bouncing back from the next game. These guys been winning all season. They've been beating up on St. Mary's and them people out there. And Jimmy, I don't know if you saw, we got a new graphic. I got a graphic just for you. I don't know if you saw it. If that's just for you. Okay, I got that for you.
That's my can right there.
You got your can right there.
That one. We're going to need that one a whole lot.
Yeah. I was thinking about in the COVID era and all those wins, Gonzaga, they were impressive this year. You remember they had they had all those off-season wins. They beat Kansas. They beat West Virginia. They beat Iowa. But Jimmy, that was great. But guess what, Jimmy? All that happened in December. I remember coaches telling me, Robert, we are a different team in January. We are a different team in January. When you get to the tournament and your path is favorable, Gonzaga, but when you meet them dogs in the championship game, this is what it looks like, Jimmy. This is what it looked like. And then you're down by 16, Drew Timmy, and you still playing with your mustache. You make a play and do your mustache. Them Baylor fans, they told me them Baylor fans got right on his arse last night. So, it's just, I'm going to say it again because I didn't hear nobody on no other show. Shout out to Jerome Tang and AB. And the reason I said Jerome's first, because I know he's been through the leanest of years with this program. And nobody else, I didn't hear Steve. I ain't listened to the show today. But people was telling me this morning. Matter of fact, Joe Stevens said, Robert, just call me. He called me 6 o'clock in the morning. He said, man, y'all, people don't know mainstream media. I said, man, well, we going to talk about Jerome Tang on this show. We're going to talk about it. And I know you got some more stories to share. I know we got to take a break in a minute, Jimmy. But take us into a break. Give us something to go into a break with. Give us something.
One of the things you just got to think about is that, understand, Baylor, of course, captures their first national championship, beating Gonzaga 86-70 last night, in case you were under a rock. This was the 9th NCAA appearance for Scott Drew under that era since 2003 when he joined them. It's the 12th 20-win season. One of the things, we mentioned this yesterday. Think about the state of the program. When they had a Lawrence Roberts, when they had John Lucas III in that program, and when the kid Dennehy got murdered. massive cover-ups, drug use, all type of stuff was going on with the program, and payoffs, bribes, everything was going on, and that was just what we know about. And look at now, this program. There has never been a program that has been in worse shape in basketball, probably in any sport. A death penalty from SMU can't compare to this.
That's right.
There's never been a program that's been in worse, that had needed so much revitalizing, and they done it and won a national championship. And even when they got there, there still was a lack of respect. Shout out to the program, shout out to the coaches. They believed, and if you've ever been around them when they're recruiting, when you come back, I'll share with you guys some of the fundamental things that they use and utilize and have prevailed with in their recruiting. And also, state of Louisiana, you have a reason to stand up as well, because every time Baylor's had success, especially last night, there's always been some Louisiana action. Hell, even Georgia. I see Matt the mayor, Matt Verdon is on the feed right now. Matt is even in Georgia. Guess what? Georgia is feeling proud, and they're behind Baylor right now. You know why? Because two of those starters is from Georgia. Two of those guards, that's where they're from. So you have a reason to stand up. Thing about Baylor, yes, and I think that lastly, I think somebody in the boom boom room mentioned, yeah, we shouting Texas and shouting Baylor, but wasn't but one guy from the state who actually had an integral part of the rotation. Yeah, if you want to play that card, and I go to the break and I give you something to think about, how many players from Gonzaga is from freaking Washington? And we'll go back. What you think on that? I'll wait.
All I know is one, Cody Kispert. But I'm glad. That was a good one, Jim. Hold on. Let me get my stuff ready, man. You got me. You got me too quick that time. Here we go.
The Cox Pradier Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
Hey there, everyone. Tammy Allen here, your relationship coach. Tell me, do you and your partner feel like you're struggling to communicate and have begun living like roommates? No need to worry. I can teach you new, healthy communication skills to improve your relationship. I provide coaching via teleconferencing from the convenience of any location, including your own home. Call me today to schedule your first appointment at 713-597-4499, or you can find more information at my website, www.allencounselinggroup.com. I look forward to working with you.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hick. He's still dancing from last night. The Baylor Bears went dancing. Jimmy, they went dancing and came away with the prize. Wow, unbelievable.
And I want to give you guys, we were talking, a lot of people really, two things. Number one, we can look at things and we can see things that our eyes during the game. I remember I asked a lot of you guys to try to become evaluators. Try to evaluate different segments of this game. You break it down. We break down, I talked about the first 4 minutes a while ago when Baylor totally dominated it. They pitched that was a virtuoso of defense in the first 4 minutes, which set the tone. I'm talking about they were getting after it at every position. And so what I did, and you kept watching it, and just great defense becomes contagious.
Jim,
because it's almost as if
Jim, you talking about this? Let me set this up, because it seems like you talking about this, because I want people to have a visual if they didn't see it. Watch this right quick. Did you see that young man, T, out of bounds, Jimmy, on the other side of the court, got back and contested the shot on this side of the court. Now you can continue.
And then was communicating on the rebound, directing traffic.
Yeah.
Guys, that's what it takes. When people say, well, and they think about, and let me tell you, and we get in for like little guys like LJ Cry.
Yeah.
And I told you guys yesterday, they really, 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 really love LJ Cry.
Oh.
LJ Cry is really, really part of the plans for next year because they know 2 of those 3 guards are gone from Baylor.
Yeah.
They know that.
Yeah.
And they also have Langston Love coming in, who's a body that's, if Langston Love pre-college body is college ready, just imagine when they put them weights put him up under their weight bench, he's going to be the equivalent or even bigger, swoller than Mitchell. Remember Lacedarius Dunn from a couple of years ago, how swole he was? That's how they do it. So when you're looking at evaluating and you say certain kids, if their bodies aren't, their frames ain't a certain way, the Baylor coaches will already know ain't much I can do with him. Because when I got to put that mask on him, I got to put a mask, M-A-S-S, on him. We got to get him right. Understand something. LJ Cry, now it took from talking with them candidly to because I was never trying to squeeze it out. I knew he was behind those 3 guys. I left it like that. And that was the thing. Guess what? Who else would play in front of those 3 guys? And left it like that. It didn't matter. It could have been whoever you picked. They came whatever college. They'd have still been playing behind those 3 guards. Right. But it's something else that they gave to me last night to give me more understanding. The level of which those 3 guys defends, LJ Cryer is behind the curve, way behind.
Of course.
On the defensive end, because that fits into their scheme on how their guards rotate and defend and can click. First of all, remember, LJ Cry has been not introverted, but he's not. Yeah, he's not really has been really vocal.
Yeah, no.
That they to pull that out of him.
Yeah,
which is coming. Yeah. It's coming.
Yeah.
So that's the part what kept him from being on the court in the later parts of the year, and they were content with it. It's a good sacrifice. Let him learn and watch it there, and let him root and let him get in. Let these other guys get where they need to be, and everybody will subscribe to the process. This now, his defense now you have the blueprint for a kid like LJ Cryer and Langston Love. If you want to get on that court, because Langston Love could be sitting in LJ Cryer's seat next year if he don't come in with the right understanding of how this is going to go. And blessed and lo and behold, you could be rest assured that Baylor is going to attract, and they already told me they got a list of voicemails from Power 5 players, not bench riders, that are willing to put in the transfer portal if Baylor will accept them. That's how some people are doing. They don't want to embarrass themselves by getting in the portal until they have a destination already secured. Now, the trick is that's not necessarily against within the confines of the respect of the game for you to tamper with other people's kids or be communicating with them. There's a process. But back to this Baylor, Howard. Jerome Tang, he was at Heritage Christian High School, right? And hold that. We want to chime on that with Derek Daniels. Just put on the screen, because Derek Daniels is one of the best ever to play the game in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
But Jerome Tang, for many of y'all that don't understand, he was a coach at Heritage Christian.
Yes.
When Scott Drew took the job, as you mentioned earlier, the state of Baylor basketball was so bad that not many people even wanted that job. It wasn't that John Urie is on the screen right now. John Urie's name was even entwined in the Baylor madness, and it hurt his program economically for a decade afterwards. Yes, because the Houston Superstars at the time, they had somehow in regard to receiving money from their nonprofit, but because it was John Urie, they magnified it like nobody else received at a that's what nonprofits do. That's what sometimes. So anyway, back to this. Drew gave Tang the job. Many of you guys may not have known this. Jerome Tang did not have a college degree at the time. He's the first Division I coach in modern day history that I know of that was hired at a Power 5 school as a coach on the road, not in the secondary position, not a grad assistant position, on the road, and did not have a college degree. When it became known, they didn't fire Jerome Tang. They gave him the opportunity to get his degree while he was still on the job. He went and did some online courses to one of the schools over in the College of Phoenix or whatever it was hot at the time, and he did the work. Not went and bought one. He did the work because that's what he was rooted in. That's how he was raised, and he got his college degree. It took a couple of years. Also, when Jerome Tang came and took that job, as you had mentioned, Howard, they really did have trials. They were trying to. It was so bad that one of the kids from Heritage Christian who had no offers, they let him come and join the team as a walk-on. That's Jerome Tang's godson. He joined. He was a member of the Baylor team. He wasn't even a starter at Heritage Christian, but he got a whole lot better. But he was on that team. And what they did was, scheduling wise,
they couldn't play non-conference, Jimmy. They couldn't play non-conference. I heard they couldn't play non-conference games.
Yeah. At first, they couldn't play half a season.
Right.
But then when they started doing, they could play. What they did, and if you look back on their schedule, I remember this like yesterday. Mm-hmm. I brought it up several times, like before pre-Chop Shop days. Baylor made it a duty to schedule some preseason games against HBCUs. That way they got their money. Also, in exchange, Baylor getting those what they thought would be wins. And hell, just even last year, I think TSU went down there and beat Baylor. If I'm not mistaken, am I lying? So one of you guys heard, or somebody watching, look it up. I think Texas Southern went up there and beat Baylor last year. Yeah. And Baylor had a #1 seed last year before COVID and the season was terminated.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah. Yeah.
They've always gave HBCUs a check.
Okay.
That's almost like donating to a HBCU. Whenever you see a college schedule a game against an HBCU, that's almost like donating to. That's bypassing United Negro College Fund. So I'm gonna get a check right to your athletic department.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that goes of many. U of H, same thing. They've always played. Now they don't play TSU as much as they used to, or Prairie View, because they're not crazy. Those are trap games now. Used to be an easy money game. They'll play Alcorn now. They'll play Mississippi Valley or somebody now. They ain't playing but once again, on this Baylor thing, I had something that I said yesterday that was told to me by one of the coaches, and I repeated in case you missed the show yesterday. One of the coaches explained to me, last time a Texas team had won a national championship was 1966, Texas Wesleyan with Big David Big Daddy. We call him Latin, but he pronounces it Latin. David Latin from Worthing High School was on that roster. They made a movie after called Glory Road. And he said it, and we kind of, I mentioned this yesterday in Joust, but the coach said after we win tonight,
morning,
they're going to make a movie about us.
Somebody must have promised him, coach, after the show, you know, when they talked to him after the game, he pointed up in his stand and said, you said you was going to make me a movie about us. So, I mean, that must have been talked about before, Jimmy. But by the way, Jimmy, your wife said hi, and I know, please say hi to her.
Yeah, I just see it just now. I just look down and see the thing. And I just tell you, hey, baby, I got it right. Hey.
Now get back. Now get back to work. Now you can get back to work.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to guess what, guys, and thanks for all the well wishes to Sandra as she transitions through her recovery process from a surgery. Remember, it was just 2 months ago, and so now she's cancer free and she's recovering, and also continuing her task and her duties as an educator in her school district. So shout out and you know, this is a good thing, great thing. But boy, this right here, man, this comment, we just ain't enough we can say, because you know what? Ain't nobody gonna talk as much about Baylor.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna talk as much. You see, who's really understand? A lot of people around the state of Texas, a lot of people of influence, probably were mad at Baylor because Baylor didn't recruit your kid hard enough. A lot of people sour at Baylor because they figure, you know, there's been certain players that went to Baylor that didn't maximize their potential, like a Perry Jones. You see what I'm saying? And you get there and then you sour saying, oh man, Baylor they don't go there, they just gonna mess the talent off. A lot of people sour because Baylor didn't subscribe to the methods of recruiting, which you may have demanded or commanded or requested, or give you the bag in the manner which you wanted.
Keep talking.
People sour at Baylor because didn't come through you to recruit the player. They went through the grandmama because they found that the grandmama or the granddaddy is good God-fearing parents, and the way that Baylor cheat most commonly is
with Jesus,
they use the Bible.
Yes.
So they go, if they find somebody in your family that love the Lord,
it's over.
They are going through them. They ain't coming through you. If you don't understand, and guess what? They don't want a national championship. They ain't got to come through your ass now.
Jimmy.
Now, will Baylor give you a job like they tried to do when they had John Wall? That's a whole different compliance person to go. That's a whole different story.
Right.
You guys, we told you about the John Wall story.
Right.
That was a done deal.
Right.
John Wall was going to Baylor. They even hired his summer coach, gave him a job, put him on the staff, was a done deal. Then all of a sudden they got a phone call. Compliance say, well, he won't be able to make it. He won't be able to qualify. But then a month later, he's admitted into Kentucky. Right. So he's qualified for Kentucky, but he wasn't going to be qualified. He wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
And so that's called people calling the dogs off. They didn't want that would have changed the game back then.
So Baylor had a
2004.
bad name. Yeah, because
Yes.
I remember some people. Jimmy, you just bringing it to my remembrance. I know some people who was mad at Baylor. Yes, I got you. I got you. But
I mean, you see, so Hannah,
Yeah.
so you understand why a lot of people they're looking at Baylor, but with they biting their bottom lip. How many of y'all knew saw somebody watching the game last night biting their bottom lip? Meaning that you ain't mad, but you're just holding it in because you really don't care if they lose because it's subscribed to the theory. And under the back of the theory is, oh man, we're rooting for Drew Timme because he's from Texas.
yes, yeah.
I'm just, hey, it's like DMX and why he and you know,
Hey,
affectionately.
it is what it is.
Jimmy had a quote from one of his famous songs on the "Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind," which they played last night twice in the stadium. In the stadium, and that drove them Baylor fans crazy. They got some. He says the preacher telling the truth and it hurts. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just telling the truth.
Oh yeah,
and it might hurt. You guys know that's why some things, good people. Alvin Brooks III, good people. Jerome Tang, good people. Understand something, guys. I know the college coaches out there who ain't good people. I don't know all of them. I know a flock of them.
mm-hmm.
I know a flock of college coaches out there who's good people.
Yeah.
Good, for example, I broke bread with Jerome Tang many a days, many a nights.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't one time with Jerome Tang while we out on the road saying, Hicks, man, let's go on. Let me go on. Let's go on to the strip club. Let's throw it in. Let's throw it up in there.
Hello.
Let's party.
Hello.
Now, one time Jerome Tang saying, hey man, you know, I'm a man of a cloth Monday through Friday, but go on, bust that bottle of Crown Oak, man. Give me a cup too.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Good people.
Yeah.
Every time we're on the road, he calling his wife.
Right.
Alvin Brooks, AB3, he on the road, got 2 sons.
Yeah.
And they're a different type of challenge because of autism with his boys. One 5 years old, one 6 years old. Raising his boys in Waco, Texas.
Jimmy,
I
must admit with you, that is a different staff. But keep going, because I've been. That's a different staff. I don't want to belittle the other staffs, Jimmy, but this staff is just different. They're different.
When I got to the game, and I'm going to my seats, right, sitting one row from me. You know, you come through the tunnel thing when you come from entering the seats, parts out of the corridor. Cheat sheet. You know, you look up. Paul Mills, Grant McCaslin.
Wow.
2 former assistant coaches at Baylor, who are head coaches now, respectively, at Oral Roberts and University of North Texas.
Wow.
They're sitting side by side in the Baylor section
of their guys, their family.
And they sit there. So they sit in 2 rows in front of me, because you got to put a row in between, because of COVID. So they sitting and they stagger so they didn't move. Even at the end of the game, they sitting there with tears rolling down their eyes.
They were soaking the Jimmy. They recruited, they part of that thing.
Exactly. So you see that Paul Mills, understand, he knows every rap song you can think of from the Dirty South. If it's an H-Town rapper, Paul Mills know the lyrics. One time, Paul Mills named one saying, let's go. Now, while he could possibly very well meet me for happy hour, meet me at happy hour, he's not meeting me for happy hour.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Good people. They have a common denominator within all of the coaches on the staff. Yeah. I'm not saying that other staffs don't.
Right.
It's just that other staffs don't have as many coaches that I've broke bread with, where I can know.
Right.
I know what I'm telling you on this point, and I know that I've seen them in their recruiting efforts. And then people get that lose to the recruiting of them, and the ones that are most bitter are most of the time the college coaches who aren't as engulfed in their spiritual beliefs as that staff is. Not saying that they're not spiritually inclined, but they're not as engulfed and entwined.
Yeah.
They've beaten you all day with the Bible. And guess what? I've said it before, and people think they take it for granted. Man, that ain't it, man. They cheat. Yeah, guess what? If a booster somewhere want to give a guy a extra cupcake or something, that ain't nothing. That's something different.
So now,
but I'm talking about straight up recruiting. If your family is fundamentally sound in the good book, Baylor is going to be up 11-1 before the first TV timeout on every recruitment that they get in. I can guarantee you that.
Jimmy, I just went up there on a visit when LJ went up there, when family went up there. I mean, they just first, it's just some first class guys, man. U of H, same way, first class guys. We've been blessed in this state of Texas. And let me tell you something. You go to Memphis, Penn and them got first class organization too. But Baylor are the world champion, are the national champions. And yes, we got to talk about them today. But I know we got to take a break in a minute, Jimmy, but you can take us to, but what else we got to talk about from the break? Because Jimmy, I think I wrote something down. It was somebody put something up. Derek put something up there, and I think you wanted to comment on it. Did you want to comment on it?
Yes, Derek Daniels had a quote, and that quote is, he said, "How did the clip you just showed, that young man died in the war."
Mm-hmm.
50-50 ball out of bounds, then comes back on the floor and contests a shot in the corner.
On the other side of the court.
On the other side of the court. Closed out on the other side of the court. That's like a drill. Mm-hmm. That was almost a drill. If any high school coach, that could be a drill. Go make a run, they butt out of bounds, go turn over chair, hop over chair, come back and close. That's a drill right there.
That's a good one, yeah.
You know, and you know, it's just so much. And I asked one thing I want to share with you guys before we go to the break.
Yeah.
I asked the coaching staff what was their what part of the game plan was most effective last night, because we can see all type of things, but we don't know what they're trying to do.
What they were trying to do, right?
Purposely. Mm-hmm. You see, that's a different thing. Part of the sky, we can see things all day with the naked eye, but some things are planned and scripted, and some things are ad-libbed, and you make adjustments as the games go by. Mm-hmm. Well, this last night, in case you want to know, get it right here from the Chop Shop first. The part of Baylor's game plan, which executed with most effectively, was their ball pressure. Was the ball pressure?
Oh my God!
And why? That's because you always remember. I learned from I think Oprah Winfrey said this. And I think she got it from Larry King in interviewing or talking with somebody. That answer should derive the next question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You see? So when you say the ball pressure, right? Mm-hmm. And I say, well, why? He said, because we knew we were quicker at every position on the floor. Quicker.
And we was gonna get deflections.
And that's why even when they got in foul trouble, Baylor had no problem going small with Vital playing the PJ Tucker role. He's playing the 5. They went small. Well, we say small ball, yeah, but that's really small ball for the people on the court, another team. Yeah. Vital was the 5. Yeah. When the big fella got in foul trouble and the reserve, he gets in foul trouble as well. It went small. Now Gonzaga took advantage of that by going inside and got some success. Yeah. Because Baylor had went small. Yeah. And that was one of the decisions that they made. Well, Gonzaga found their groove and cut that lead from 19 to 10 at the half.
And what happened?
Baylor came back, made adjustments.
No.
Second half, nobody's in foul trouble right now. Started off pretty much so, and they went to opening up a whole fresh can of whoopers.
Jared Butler came and said, bam, bam, extended that lead. But Jimmy, I want to share something with everybody. I thought about it. Maybe somebody tweeted or sent it to me. I just got it in my notes. It was interesting. They said, neither head coach in this national championship game played collegiate basketball. If you know the game, you can teach it. Do you have to play it to coach it? Can we talk about that when we come back from break? Neither one of those guys played college basketball in this championship last night. If you know the game, you can teach it. Do you have to play it to coach it? I hear y'all thoughts when we get back. Jimmy, monitor those thoughts because I'm curious. I like to see when we get back. Chop Shop, we'll be back.
Share the show right now, guys.
Yeah, share the show.
Come right back.
Share
the show right now to your timelines, to your friends. I'm about to do the same, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Everyone, Tammy Allen here, your relationship coach. Tell me, do you and your partner feel like you're struggling to communicate and have begun living like roommates? No need to worry. I can teach you new, healthy communication skills to improve your relationship. I provide coaching via teleconferencing from the convenience of any location, including your own home. Call me today to schedule your first appointment at 713-597-4499, or you can find more information at my website, www.allencounselinggroup.com. I look forward to working with you.
My cousin want to pad up, so we gonna pad up.
Hey, he's just showing out for the camera. Been showing what I do on Instagram. Come on, you still talking, big boy. You know this. You got my shoulder pads on. Alright. But you still on? Come on. Alright, let's go.
Damn. See it.
Hold him.
Boy, that's what happened messing with prime time, baby. Yes, sir.
Told him. Pad up, Charlie. Let's get it. My cousin want to pad up, so we gonna pad up.
Hey, he's just showing out for the camera. Been showing what I do on Instagram. Come on, you still talking, big boy. You know this. You got my shoulder pads on. Alright. But you still on? Come on. Alright, let's go.
Damn. See it.
Hold him. Hold him.
Boy, that's what happened messing with prime time, baby. Yes, sir.
Told him.
You hate who? I hate those. You hate them? It's okay. You hate who? I hate those. You hate them? It's okay.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show. Also, your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. Jimmy, I played that last clip because it kind of troubled me a little bit because that's a little boy. And I know my mom always told me, don't hate anybody. And this mom, that was Julius Randle's wife, that was his son, point at they played the Brooklyn Nets last night, and he was pointing at She's talking about who do you hate, and he was pointing at the Brooklyn Nets pictures up on the wall, and we got to watch, man, how we. Now I can't tell nobody how to raise their kids, but this how sometimes these kids pick up this stuff because that little boy don't know. Somebody to say that little baby don't know the cry talking about he hate. I mean, they lost last night, so maybe the kid heard some stuff in the stands, but it was crazy, man. It was just I saw it and I just thought it was just a teaching moment for us. Watch what we say around our kids, cause that kind of hurt me a little bit, and just wanted to share that with you. But Jimmy, when we got off, I asked a question, and I just wanted to know. I had put it in my notes, made sure I made sure I looked at Drew, Scott Drew, and Mark Few. They never played collegiate basketball, and somebody said, Robert, if you know the game, you can teach it, and do you have to play it to coach it? I mean, I just thought I just wanted to share that with people. I mean, do you have to play it at a high level to coach it? Because I know some high level coaches can't teach. And I thought coaching was teaching, Jimmy. You know, that's what John McClendon used to do. And I got a piece I got to play from him. I should have played it today too, but I'm gonna play it, I guess, at the 30-minute mark. But y'all tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, baby. Y'all talk. What else you got, Jimmy? What else you got? I'll wait on the comments.
You waiting on that question. Do you have to play at a high level? And a game like this, none of those guys on this staff played at a high level.
Wow.
On this Baylor staff.
Wow.
And this is not the first or the last time. It just goes to counter that you can tell me this. What did determine the term that was coined decades ago when they used to say become a student of the game?
Right.
So what did that even mean? If you have a prerequisite that you must play it first to only become a student of the game, you can't study from afar. Now, what I do agree on is that playing the game gives you a different level of understanding that a person who did not play the game will likely not be able to grasp on an instinctively level.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the same. In the same breath, you guys hear me tease this topic all the time. In college, I rode the bench. So there's something about riding the bench that a starter would never, ever understand.
Right.
Until it happens to him. That's why so many kids are stars in high school. They get to college, have to sit down for the first time, and they're miserable as hell. They're disconnected from the flow of what's going on with the team. They're not buying in. They're ready to freaking transfer and get the hell on because coach don't know what he's doing because he got me on the bench.
John Urie, that's a unique one. He said non-players that are African-American don't get the chances white coaches get to coach. It's a good one.
Not as often, Vic. Not as often. Absolutely nowhere near as often.
Right. That's a good one.
You know.
And Jimmy, explain to me, since we're talking about coaches, and it's a friend of yours, and Jeff Goodwin broke this too. Rodney Terry leaving. Why would you leave the university you're a head coach of and come back and coach as an assistant at Texas? Could you maybe you know a little bit more than that? Yeah. Why would you leave?
That was one of the worst kept secrets in Indy for the past weekend was RT deciding to leave. He waited the pros and cons. Here's the deal. This will be the last year. This will be a bubble, an evaluation year for Rodney Terry at UTEP. Remember, we mentioned yesterday that John Brannon over at Cincinnati is being on administrative leave after having a mass exodus of players going into the transfer. Last year, it happened to Greg Marshall at Wichita State, a mass exodus of players getting in the portal at the same time. Well, on a smaller scale under the microscope because it was black on black and it wasn't a lot of black players leaving the white coach. That was a mass exodus of players leaving UTEP a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So this year would have been an evaluation season, meaning that if you don't do this, then we might do that. Well, do you gamble on yourself
I got you.
on this last year's contract, or get a fresh, clean slate, which can guarantee you about 3 years as an assistant coach, at least of the same salary.
With less problems.
Same salary.
Mm-hmm.
In the city that you lived in for almost a decade, right? You know all the bones buried. You know all of the mattresses where the bags are hidden at, or the cemeteries where they say the bones at. You know. Go back there, and you're closer to home for the same or similar reason that Chris Eigen left UT Arlington.
Yeah,
right here he's not the only head coach to relieve his duty. And guess what? It just happened a year ago, and people frowned on another guy that almost made it to the Final Four this year. David Patrick was a head coach in California and left his job as a head coach, went to Arkansas under Musselman.
Yeah, I got you.
He got more money. David Patrick is probably the second highest paid assistant coach in the United States right now this year at Arkansas. Probably is. So I can understand RT cashing out. Just like Eigen. It was going to be an evaluation year for him at UT Arlington this year of you getting it done versus you not getting it done, or meeting expectations, so to speak. So guess what? So to speak.
Jump off the ship.
You know what, man?
Jimmy, jump off the ship before it sinks, like Angel said.
Oh, the water's already coming in the boat. Jump clean off. And that's what they did. And it's a business decision. Now, the thing is, as I said yesterday, all of the people, those recruits who invited the coaches, and you want so much to be recruited. And how many coaches do you see have to leave before you understand and subscribe to reality? Remember, not subscribe to the theory, but subscribe to reality that they will leave your son's ass in a heartbeat for a better job if they think what they think or feel is a better job.
And guess what? And then players got hip to that. That's why the transfer portal is at a record amount. They leave me in a hot minute, I'm gonna leave their ass. But we guess what we talking about? We mad at a lot of people mad at the players.
Well, understand. My main thing is I wish that in the near future they found a way to itemize the transfer portal, because what it does, you could be a walk-on right now and transfer, and it adds to the numbers, to the total. It doesn't say walk-on by your name.
Yeah. But it's still a lot of transfers though, Jimmy. I mean, it's still a lot of
1,200 estimated approximately as of last night, which is a lot, and it's going to be more.
Okay.
But the thing is, for every guy that leaves a school and goes somewhere else, that's one. It's a zero. They call it in economics a zero-sum game. For every winner, there's a loser, and for every loser, there's a winner. There's going to be no greater than the other. So that means for every spot that comes open, there will be one spot to be filled, no matter what. The numbers can't cheat. So that means there's no way that everybody's in the portal from a Division I school will be able to fill those slots, because you have an influx of junior college transfers that's going to replace. So that means it's going to push the bottom out. And those guys have to go. Some of those going to either give it up, play intramural ball, which that's all they should have been playing in the first place. And they prolong their their collegiate career of towards getting a degree. Some will go D2, some will go D3, some will go NAIA. So then that means it pushes the talent level. It weeds the low talented player down outward. That's what we're going to see happening over the next 3 years. That's what we'll see happening. And just think about how many of you guys, it's a funny thing. Heather, you remember a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, there was a kid from out of Houston that Baylor had offered a scholarship to.
Okay.
He went to Madison High School.
Mm-hmm.
And this young man ended up signing with Western Kentucky. Right? And he goes to Western Kentucky. He doesn't play much. He transfers to Prairie View. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He starts at Prairie View this year.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor had offered him after the 10th grade. He actually had committed to Baylor, if I'm not mistaken. You guys help me out on the Boom Boom Room.
Mm.
That's it. Jeremiah Gambrell.
Yeah.
He had actually committed to Baylor. And because Baylor wasn't, it's one of those things. Think of it as a relationship. While you're flirting with each other, everybody's calling each other every day. After a while, once they get the commitment, then they still want you, they're still gonna call you. But now you're gonna notice the phone calls aren't coming every day. They're coming every week, then they're coming once every 2 weeks, then once every 3 weeks. So now you're realizing you calling them, they're not answering your phone call, you're going to voice message. And if you are subscribing to reality, that might mean that coach is not in favor of you anymore. He's hoping that you will decommit. He's hoping that you will go in another direction. That's what they do. They just cut the love off. And that's that's one of the things that my point is with him is that how looking at those guards, he would have been a junior at Baylor right now. Did you see him being able to, how many minutes you think he could have logged with that 3-guard rotation last night? I'm just curious. And I'm asked her and understand. And Herb say that's not what happened. Now he committed. Yeah, he did commit. I said that they wanted him the red shirt. Yeah, they wanted him. They wanted to buy some time and wanted him the red shirt. They soured down on him a little bit and wanted him to go. And when he got up out of it, trust me, they believed they breathed a sigh of relief to me. Like, shoot, man, yeah, we need to get that spot to somebody else. Remember, guys. Them coaches will lie to y'all all the time. If you invite it, you will lie to their ass all the time. But there are certain people that you can't afford to lie to, and there are certain people that they can't afford to lie to. I dwell somewhere in that range, depending on who the person is. So that's the thing. No, well, then Stacey said, depending on how you develop after being there 3 years. Yeah, I mean, yeah, depending on how, I'm talking about the player that it is what it is right now. The player that's at Prairie View, that's starting, how many minutes you think he would have logged? You know, with that, in that 3-man rotation. In other words, let's go and simplify the fraction. If LJ Cryer went to Prairie View, do you think LJ Cryer would have started this year? You think? Now, and of course, Herb said you're taking consideration he's been a lot stronger. Yeah, but that's a what if and what if. It is what it is right now. Of course, he had a strength and conditioning coach at Western Kentucky. There's a strength and conditioning coach at Prairie View. Iron is iron. If you want to go get up under that iron, then your ass will get up under that iron. If you're not, you're gonna cheat the iron. You have to, no matter how much they try to steer you to do it. There are some kids on every staff. that don't get up on that iron. If that's the case, why them walk-ons ain't as swole as them damn guys on the court last night looking like linebackers? You know why?
Dude, I told you the dude from Gonzaga, will somebody please tell me his name? He hurt his shoulder trying to get a rebound, man, from one of them dudes. He said, "Oh no." You know how you rouse. I never forget, Jimmy. I was at I ain't gonna tell you what. I was at a place, we was out one time, and one of my clients, he was getting into it with somebody. Jimmy, so I said, "Man, come on away." Man, that man grabbed me and kind of pushed me a little bit away. Like, I said, "Oh, a football player." I said, "Oh, hell no. Y'all gonna do what the hell y'all want. I'm gonna stay out of this." And I mean, and that's what it seemed like last night. So yes, don't weight training. I mean, think about it. They paying these guys U of H, that new guy they got. He transformed a whole lot of those guys. So, of course, Jimmy, I don't know who would have been playing for who and all that. I don't get into all that, but if you go to these college campuses, whatever you want, and then, Jimmy, some people's bodies, some kids are built like greyhounds. They're not built like a rock wild. Some people are built like greyhounds. Greyhounds are fast and strong, but they're slim. But they're strong as hell. Some people that's not built like that. A lot of people just ain't gonna get their body types and their metabolism don't allow them to be that big sometimes too. So it's all good. Yeah.
Now, another thing, like and Herb says, Baylor has the best strength and conditioning program in the country. It works because they convince their recruits to redshirt and buy into it. Herb, let me give you something that I got from the Baylor staff. I'll get the name for you tomorrow, but they gave me a number that supports the contrary to what you're saying for their recruits in red shirts. Meaning that Baylor said that they've redshirted fewer guards than any school in that conference over the past, like, whatever span, 10 years, 7, 8 years, or whatever. Once again, so the thought that Baylor red shirts on the regular for their guards is not true according to them. So they claim to me that they only redshirted like 1, maybe 2 guards on scholarship in the last whatever time they told me. I get that number, and this is coming from them. It's like I'm not saying they won't, but that means they know what they're trying to recruit. Now, once again, you're getting red-shirted most of the time, as Chris Walker says. That mean they like you. That mean they're willing to take a chance on you, because otherwise they'll force you out by hulling you out and maybe wasting a year of your before today's new rules are kicking in by transfer. But yeah, that's and Stacey Houston says, well, if the Baylor conditioning and weights and player development is like y'all are saying, and playing against those guys every day, that a guy like Jeremiah Gambrell could have improved a great deal. Yeah, could have. That's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Though I wasn't talking about a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. I'm just saying, based on him, what you saw right now with that player, do you think he would have logged? How many minutes you think he would have logged in that in front of those 3 guys, those 3 guards? That's all I was saying. Because remember, with Baylor, it's already proven. It wasn't when you have that much competition for a spot, you have to go to the intangibles to help break the tie. So I mean, you got 3 guys that can score or 4 guards that can score, then that means now scoring, who's going to score the most is not going to be the determining factor primarily. It's going to be now, well, hell, who's defending the worst? That'll be the odd man out.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. That's right. That's a good point.
And so sometimes it just goes, it's like all of us when we're deciding things. It's not, and this is not meant by no means as a slug at a Jeremiah Gambrell. No. He's found his niche. He's in the SWAC right now. He's starting right now. Happy life. Luckily, wasn't no damn homecomings for him to go to down at Prairie View. He really would have been loving it coming from Western Kentucky, coming down to PV. It's gonna be groovy. They're gonna love him to death over the next 2 years at PV. So and so the point is, we're saying how good that you have to be at that level to sustain for top shelf. And so, but other than that, guys, I mean, it's once again, it's just a great day. And
got some more when we get back. We got some more. We'll take a quick break. Come back.
And we get back. Of course, I mentioned Louisiana, and I was thinking, one of you guys from Louisiana, I know you would be quite compelled to go and check this out. I'm willing to go on the ledge and say that Baylor has signed more basketball players from Louisiana than, let's say, in the past, since Tweety Carter in 2006, then LSU has signed from Texas in the past 30 years. I say it again. Matter of fact, I'm willing to go and say that it would be twice as many that Baylor has signed from the state of Louisiana than LSU, which is the flagship school of that state, has signed in the last 30 years. You can count them on one hand. Dallas, it ain't about 4 of them from Dallas. We ain't but 1 from H-Town in basketball. Have you thought about that, Adam? LSU, which is just a tip, a little bit further, maybe 45 minutes more of a drive than Baylor get from Houston.
So more kids go to Baylor than from Houston than LSU?
I said the state of Texas.
Oh, the state of Texas.
I said that Baylor's recruited twice as many kids signed from Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, than LSU in the last 15 years. That LSU twice as many that LSU has signed from Texas in the past 30 years.
I mean, I never thought about it like that, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
And everybody they got, pretty much that came from Louisiana, they've utilized them. So that means you think about it. In other words, name me the players that's transferred from Baylor. With tomorrow, that's a homework assignment. How many players in the past 10, we'll take since greatness transpired, that's transferred away from Baylor in the past decade in basketball?
Okay. You good? We don't have, we good. And Jimmy, I got a little tail of the tape about the championship game night by the numbers, since y'all talking about these numbers. Baylor versus Gonzaga, okay? Baylor was, the year they was established was 1845. The year Gonzaga was established was 1886. Then they talk about what conference they in. Baylor's in the Big 12. Gonzaga is in the WCC. Then they get to talking about the deepest runs prior to this year. Okay, deepest runs in the playoffs. I mean, in the tournament. Baylor was in the championship game in 1948, in the Final Four in 1950, the Elite Eight, 2012, 2010, and in 1946. 46. It just sounds funny saying that. But in the Sweet 16 in 2017 and 2014. Gonzaga's deepest run. Championship game, 2007, Final Four. Elite Eight, 2019, 2015, 1999. Damn, Gonzaga been balling. They went to the Sweet 16, Jimmy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Then, Jimmy, the cost of attendance. The Cost of in-state costs, including room and board, $67,000 for Baylor. I didn't know that. $64,000 for Gonzaga. Then he went down to Jimmy, the active NBA pros. Active NBA pros. Baylor, Royce O'Neal and Taurean Prince. I said active. Only two, Baylor. Gonzaga, Brandon Clark, Hachimura, Zach Collins, Sabonis, Kelly Olynyk, and Keelan Tilly. All of them in the league. 2021, their NBA draft prospects. Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Matthew Mayer, Maceo Teague. That's for Baylor. Gonzaga, Jalen Suggs, Corey Kispert, Ayayi, and Drew Timme. I just give y'all a little tail of the tape. They, you know how they do it. You know, like the tail of the tape with Floyd Mayweather with boxers. They did a tail of the tape. I just didn't know it cost that much to go to Baylor. Oh my goodness! Wow. Learn something new every day. Now, where else you got, Jimmy?
and you know, and Baylor, Gonzaga, which they already have a good recruiting class coming. They got a point guard coming in.
They got they got Chet Holmgren too.
Chet, which big kid you talking about?
Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, I said Chet, and Chet is going to be the signature piece of their incoming class. Drew Timme is probably gone. Also, the young man.
You think Drew Timme gonna leave? He gonna attempt.
Remember the thing is, all you gotta have is for one to like you.
Yeah.
So,
but he got to like you. So that's 30 people. One of 30 people got to like it. I ain't talking about that second round stuff. I'm talking about.
Well, but nowadays, how do you know now that the NBA done found a way to trick the second round?
Yeah,
but not for everybody, but for some.
Okay.
They found a way to trick it, and you could be high second round pick and make just the equivalent of a low first round nowadays. So they found a way to trick that money, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not giving you guys. It's not nothing you take to the bank. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I'm thinking that he's going to bolt.
Okay.
And get up out of there. And also Kispert is the young man who with the shoulder. Who, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Kispert. Yeah.
I think Matthew Mayer gonna try this year. I really do.
Trying with serious intent and just trying two different, I'm not sure that Matt gonna try with serious intent because his role.
I would if I was 6'9" and could play like that, and I was white. Hell yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but
with serious intent.
A kid like him hadn't maxed out his opportunity yet at the college level.
What if he don't want to be in school? I heard he don't want to be in school no more.
If you don't want to be in school, then that's a whole conversation. And guess what? Go it on. Shoot your shot. Just, charges and consequences. But I think that both teams will have a different look. Gonzaga will be much more attractive because of Chet. And I've said this, I touched this topic on yesterday, and which is some good stuff. And I gave it to you, put it where the goats can get it, as Joe Madison would say. And that is, you guys, let's stop playing. You know why a lot of people were rooting for Gonzaga. So let's not act like, subscribe to reality. That's all I'm gonna ask you to do. You know why a lot of people were. Just like you would root for Tiger Woods in golf or Serena, in tennis. Same reason why they would root for Gonzaga in basketball. Some people. So if they rooted for Gonzaga now, Chet is the next best thing, the next thing coming down the chute. Drew Timme, they didn't see. He wasn't anointed. He got it out the mud. We knew he was very good in Texas. He just got caught behind the numbers and playing, just one of those things that did not respect, because people saw Drew Timme play. They saw him play several times. People meaning the masses. He played in the EYBL circuit. And that was the most marketable circuit of grassroots basketball collectively from year start to finish. Is the EYBL. It's the measuring stick. He played on that measuring stick. They saw him and he did well. Some of the same moves on a year ago, 2 years ago, he was doing this thing. Some of the same stuff.
He didn't make a lot of them moves last night.
Didn't make a lot of them last night. Now, remember, the theory now is you got to always have the defense to have the talking points in that angle.
What's
the angle is they couldn't get him the ball last night. They couldn't get him the ball last night. So what do you call great defense? What do you call great defense?
Hey, if they couldn't get him the ball, go get the ball. If you're a pro.
Man, Drew Timme.
Hey, did they miss some shots? Why didn't he have some more rebounds then? Didn't they miss some shots? Yeah, they missed some. Yeah, they missed half of them. Well, why didn't he have more rebounds? Why did they get
more importantly, Hannah, I'll give you one better than that. More importantly, why didn't he have more offensive rebounds? This is how many he had. You see this?
Duh. He was getting his ass back. Jimmy, he wasn't trying to get no offense back. He was getting back because he didn't want Baylor to run.
Because as the coaches from Baylor explained to me, that was part of their game plan.
Yeah.
Because they knew they were faster at every position. That means they knew they were faster than Jalen Suggs. Hey, pound for pound, man. Not better. You ain't got to be better to be faster.
You know what killed me? Favre. I don't care when he got the ball, he scored. He had 0 fucking offensive rebounds. And he was the tallest man on the floor. And you're going to come talking about when he got it, he scored. Well, he should have got it more. Hold up. Supposed to be the number 1 or the number 2 or 3 pick in the draft playing point guard. He been getting him the ball against everybody else. He been getting him the ball to everybody else. Now you're going to talk about he got it when he scored? I love it. That's one of my favorite coaches in my life. He said, man, quit complaining about how many shots you didn't get. Did he miss? Yes. Well, every shot he missed the rebound should go to you. No, that's not saying like a wide receiver. No, it's not. Terrible comparison. Wide receiver can't go get a rebound. Jimmy, thank you for showing me that man got 0 offensive rebounds. Mark, what his name? Vital was tan. A new one in him. He didn't try to get none. His team hold up. If he's such of a great player, his team would have been in a better position if he would have rebounded more.
Well, they got killed. They got creamed on the boards as a team.
Jimmy,
got creamed.
I'm talking about him.
And I'm expanding, not because he's included in the team. So just rather hit that nail in the wood.
Forget the team.
Creamed.
But they talking about he didn't get the ball enough. He didn't get the ball enough. Guess what? What then? What you gonna blame it on, Mark Few? Who you gonna blame it on? Jimmy, you just said they're going to have some excuses. Now here come the excuses. He didn't get the ball enough. Maybe he didn't want that ball against them goons.
Well, if you go back to the game early in the game, remember now, early in the game, because Drew Timme had 5 turnovers as well. And a couple of those turnovers.
Wait a minute. Whoa, Jimmy.
When he got the ball and he tried to put it on the floor, and as he tried to put it on the floor, Baylor, give me that. They took that ball because they know that was part of the scout.
I rest my case.
They're going to use their speed and they're on the defensive end. They're going to use that pressure. They wanted him to put it on the floor. They also wanted him to shoot the perimeter shot that he had a few times and he did not take.
Somebody said yesterday, Jimmy. So hold up. He can shoot the 3. Somebody said that yesterday. He can shoot the 3.
Well, he didn't even understand. Drew Timme had a lot of touches, man. I understand that, but at the same time, on defensive of Gonzaga, I haven't talked to their coaches to find out what were they exactly trying to do. They might have been going through 4 options. You know, they might have been going deep into the clock. I don't know what they were trying to do. I know Drew Timme had spots on the floor early on when he had the ball facing the basket, not on the block, facing the basket, and he put the ball on the floor and he turned it over. I know he also had opportunities when he was wide open for a good 17-footer, 15-foot extended, and didn't and deferred and reset the ball or makes the pass to the next option. I know that and understand because they tried to put him at the top around the free throw line. You notice they tried to get him in some high-low and some pick and roll type stuff. They tried a lot of stuff. I'm saying they mean Gonzaga. It's just that Baylor had bought in.
Jim,
and
somebody said
keyed in, man.
They ain't gonna swarm him. Jim, somebody said they ain't gonna swarm him like that at the next level. No, because his ass gonna be in the G League at the next level. They ain't gonna have to swarm him at the next level because he ain't gonna get the ball. He ain't gonna get the ball out because whatever team he gonna go on, he gonna have a badass dude on the team if you say he going to the league. Man, sometimes I don't think we just listen at what we saying. They're not gonna swarm him at the next level. No, in the G League, they might not swarm him. And on a regular team, they ain't gonna swarm him. So all I'm saying is, yeah, bad game. Yes, it was a bad guess. Yes, in this game, they were evaluating him in that game. They were evaluating him on that game. I'm telling you what I know. So, I mean, I don't know Drew Timme. I ain't never shook his hand. I don't know him in my life. I'm just saying, we sit up here and listen. If you just don't have no excuses for him. When you was bragging about he had 30 and 10 and whatever he had the other day, Jimmy. But we can't have no excuses for him when Jimmy said he had 0 offensive rebounds. That's all I'm saying. Y'all can like him as a player if you want to. Y'all can think where he's going to translate all you want to. Thank God none of y'all are GMs on the team, and neither am I. But what else you got, Jimmy?
And understand another thing. Somebody mentioned, we talked about him, and I showed you guys. Now, remember, you can go back and I'm quite sure some of you guys may have taped the game. I didn't tape it, but it's going to air again. That was
I watched it again this morning.
Go and look at it. He had touches. He had, you know how many 3-point attempts he had last night?
Jim, you just said he had 5 turnovers. So he had to touch it 5 times, five times to turn it over. Additional time to turn it over. Yeah.
Understand? Yeah. Guys, remember I explained to you last night. I gave you some of the scout from talking with the coaches the day before. And I told you guys, remember, let me refresh your memory. I said, all credit to UCLA because their game plan worked for them. It just so happened they got beat at a buzzer beater. That ain't got to do with the game plan, with the scout coming into the game. That's just balling. The guy, big time player, made a big time play in a big time game. But UCLA's approach to the game, it worked for them. And what they did was when they got possessions, every single time, pretty much 99% of the possessions that they got, 95% to 98%, Mick Cronin was out there visibly telling Tiger, whoa, slow down. Whoa, Kemosabe, don't go. We want to walk it down. Let's because we're not that deep. Right? They only played 2 guys off the bench. Gonzaga only played 2 guys off the bench. UCLA couldn't afford, which Tiger got in early foul trouble, and they had to make some adjustments. Lucky Zuzang was rolling. He was rocking the other night for them. But the thing, my point is this. I said to you guys, I say, let me tell you something. Baylor is going to get some of those same opportunities. Scott Drew ain't going to be telling Baylor, slow down. They going to take advantage and have your ass running wind sprints back and forth. Baylor's going to try their best to score 80, 90 points, which they did just the 80 mark. And they could have made 90 if they wanted to. They raised off the gas. It would have been disrespectful. They would have turned into the villains in the victory. That's what would have happened.
And speaking of Mr. Timmy, Jimmy, did you see how many swishes he got into when they switched off on him and he got into the gun? Yeah. Did you see how he was holding them gun? Let me tell y'all something. They saved him. Somebody saved him. The refs must have got together and said, he gonna hold these guys because he can't go. We can't call all of them. But every time they got past him, they Paul Gasol them. I said this in the beginning of the show. They Paul Gasol them every time it could go past him, but they let him hold them. They let him hold them guys a little bit. So let me tell you something. I just watched the game, and I don't have no personal ties to Drew Timme. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him from Adam's house cat. I just watched the game last night, gentlemen. And I watched the other games throughout the tournament. And I saw how they, but let me tell you something. It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. This time, Baylor had the gun. And he looked lost. 5 turnovers. And nobody mentioned that. Hold up, Jimmy. I thought you said there's no such thing as a bad game in a big game.
There's no such thing as that. That's the truth. And we already know that. Guess what? You can be in the big game and still have a good game. you know, in this particular situation, I don't think Drew Timme laid an egg. Drew Timme had some good moments. But in that particular game, they needed Drew Timme to be great. They didn't need Drew Timme to be good. He needed to be great. Jalen Suggs was good.
Let me look up these.
They needed Drew Timme to be good. Great. They needed Yaya to be great. Those 2 guys were not great. And also, speaking of the greatness, they needed Kispert to be great.
Yeah, now he lost a little bread
Kispert
too.
Was not great. He got enough attempts from 3-point land. He attempted 7 of them. He only hit 2.
And Jimmy,
and guess what?
Jimmy, he usually scored 50% of those. He usually hit 50% of those.
Them shoot about 20%. Yeah. and it showed because they ended up as a team shooting 29% on the day. For us Gonzaga, we're talking about. Guys, understand something in this particular situation. And speaking of big time college basketball. And it's funny how certain players, I believe in Drew Timme. Drew Timme, as Stacey Houston has said, he's a great college player.
He didn't play that bad.
He didn't play bad. He didn't play bad. Understand, Drew Timme is feeling some of the blame because Drew Timme had been anointed by certain people in mainstream media who looked like him. They had attempted to prematurely recreate the next white hope. And that's what happened. So guys, now you're going against Now, all of a sudden now, think about. I'm there, so obviously I don't hear the broadcast, but I can only imagine because I'm hearing people on the morning after with this theory about, man, those Baylor guys are swole. Man, look at all those linebackers they got playing. Yeah. So you mean to tell me you never noticed how freaking big Baylor guards were before last night? Get the hell out of here! Why weren't you that sympathetic when they played U of H, when they were beating up on U of H ass the other night? It wasn't. They were so swole, man. They're big. There wasn't none of that. It was a whole different narrative. A whole different narrative. You had the same narrative for Quentin Grimes and his team. They had to take it like a man. Got your asses whooped. Quentin Grimes didn't score 0 points in the first half. He laid a damn egg. Jerome didn't do much. He laid next to an egg. Guess what? You live with it. And both of those guys are going to put their name in the draft.
Just said something. When you are, thank you, Herb, and we're going to leave it with that one. When you are an All-American, you're expected to perform at a certain level. Jimmy, hey, don't you say that about James Harden? Robert, it's our expectations of him. But now you're having Jimmy, you notice I didn't say nothing until the excuses popped up. I was cool until the excuses popped up. Don't give me no excuses. None. No excuses. No excuses. But thank you, Herb. You expect, let me read your whole thing. He said, Gonzaga has been able to shoot comfortably because the team they faced didn't close out on their shooters quickly and apply much pressure. Jimmy, I watched all the games through the playoffs, Jimmy. And let me show you something, Jimmy. I went back, and I'm going to go back again. But I didn't see none of this. I'm going to play this twice in a row. Just hold on. I didn't see every team playing like this. Watch this. We'll be able to talk over it, Jimmy. Watch T. The man went out to the restroom and came back and contested the shot. Look, T on there. He kicked the ball, knocked it in, went out there to the restroom and came back. Y'all show me another play like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play it one more damn time. Jimmy, I ain't seen that. Jimmy, I played a video of the young men playing in the Off the Hook this weekend, right? So this would be a good time for you to talk about your event you got coming up. But Jimmy, have anybody else seen me? Have anybody else seen something like that this season? If you have, send me the video. ChopShopHTX@gmail.com. Chop Shop, Jimmy, your game is different when that heat's on your ass. What you say? What Jerome said? We're going to pressure the ball. The game is different, man. Mike Tyson was beating up on everybody. And then Buster Douglas messed around and knocked him in his mouth. Mike Tyson got hit. Gonzaga got hit. The bully got bullied last night. And that's all it was, man. Do me a favor, ChopShopHTX@gmail.com. Send me a clip of somebody, I don't care where they at, playing like that dude that just did and stayed in the play. Unbelievable. He shouldn't have had, Jimmy, he shouldn't have had to go all the way back over there. Somebody else should. He said, I don't care. That's the shooter. I'm going to get it. Maceo T might have made him an extra dollar, Jimmy. A few extra dollars for that. But what else you got, man? What else we got?
Cost themselves extra dollars because of their lack of performance in that particular game. That's what it does. It just means that some players are going to have to reconvince some people who may have been. See, understand something. If a team was already on the bubble and undecided on you, and they say, well, you know what? I've seen him. I've seen some things about him. Let's see how he's going to do in this circumstance, because this is going to be probably a little bit, an opportunity for him to dominate. It wasn't whether or not Drew Timme could contain and handle or being able to perform against Baylor's interior. Cody Riley was better than both of them dudes with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
So that task was a greater task.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, if you dominated Cody Riley, then you supposed to keep the torch burning against Baylor's defensive, not offensive interior. And that's what people want to see.
Jimmy,
and
I got to announce.
Got them in foul trouble. He got them in foul trouble.
Right.
But you did not capitalize with them being in foul trouble. Because while they were in foul trouble, your Batman was in foul trouble as well.
I got you.
So that means now Drew Timme needed to become Batman in that particular game.
Yeah.
In order for them to just to have a chance. Remember, they got knocked in the chin.
But Jimmy, I don't think them guys thought the way them guys played. I don't think they knew Baylor was that good. Jimmy, I'm trying to tell you the way they was like. I mean, like, Jimmy, you ever been in a game somebody just got 11-1? Jimmy, they missed the free throw. 11-1. And them dudes came, man. But I got to make an announcement, Jimmy, because I should have made it last week. But tomorrow, Women Rock wins, right? Women Rock wins. Check this out. Got something for you. The first 3 women that log on to the show tomorrow in the starting 5, the first 3, I wish they could have did it for my first 5, but the first 3 of the first 5, they're going to get a sports bra and the leggings. Hold on. Sports bra and leggings. Hey, this is what I love about our people out here, man. Check this out. This is how people do. I'm going to tell you. From the Anthony Lawrence collection by Keith Farr. He told me this last week while the show was going on, but I wanted to save it to this week. So tomorrow, the first 3 women, they're going to get especially if you work out. Then I'm going to get your sizes. I'm going to get your information, get your sizes, and he'll make sure that you get it from that. Go look up the Anthony Lawrence collection. You're going to get a sports bra and the leggings for the first 3 women who log on to the Chop Shop tomorrow. Okay? All right? Women, Chop Shop, we'll be ready tomorrow. Hey, I don't mess with Lululemons no more, Barry, because I got the Anthony Lawrence collection now. Lululemon don't watch the Chop Shop. So guess who I'm going to support? The Anthony Lawrence collection. You see I'm saying that name again. ALC is in the building. Forget Lululemon. I'm no longer a Lululemon man. I'm an ALC man. Jimmy, what's up? I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Let's make it happen tomorrow. Huh?
No, I forgot
What you got? What you got? See, I made you remember something. See that? Man, this is what I love about y'all on this show. Y'all, I'm going to talk crazy. I'm going to argue with y'all. But really and truly, I love y'all. For real. That's the only reason that can make me get up and do this stuff every day. And I know I should be doing something else. But y'all and this community is a lot more important than anything, man. And I found out something last night. Y'all, this new quest for learning that I'm on, I found something about our people and how to help our people, man. We're gonna be all right. If we can get through this, we're gonna be all right. What you got for me, Jimmy? Come on. I got something for tomorrow. What you got?
As we get ready to land the plane, of course.
Where my hat at, man?
Huh?
Where my hat at? My Final Four hat.
I got you and her put all this hats on yesterday. I got you and her hat. I'll tell you guys like this. If you wanted an item from this Final Four, I'm about to run down and check and get some, make a run through the plaza, so to speak, and find some more shirts, caps. If you want something, then I tell you like this: send me the Cash App, right? $RCS Sports.
That's good.
You send me the Cash App, also with the notes what you want. I mean, shirt, cap,
Yeah.
side. I'm not
But
getting
they don't
no
know how
hoodie.
much it's gonna cost. You just they might not know.
I'm pretty sure that right now
Mhm.
I should be able to get a cap for about 20.
Okay.
I should be able to get a shirt for about 20.
Okay.
Their shirts was like 35, 40 bucks. And so
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
you make it 20.
Yeah.
You see the cash up for about 20. I
Okay.
should be able to talk because that means now I'm serious. $ RCS Sports.
Right.
You must put your size. Only a t-shirt or a cap. I'm not getting into hoodies. I don't have that much room in my luggage.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You
That's
see what
right.
I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have that much room in my luggage. And I should have thought last night to send some of my stuff home with the Baylor folks.
Right.
They just left. Actually, they left right when we got ready to go on the air. They went head to the airport. So they ought to be landing right about now. And Jerome Tang, and he's going to join us on Thursday. I wanted to say Women Rock Wednesday because on tomorrow we're supposed to have another young lady that has a Baylor connection, but she's just named the new head coach at SMU, Toyelle Wilson, who's a great friend. Used to be the head coach at Prairie View. So Toy can come and talk Women Rock Wednesday, and she's supposed to. Now, meanwhile, I forgot to remind her. I got to send her a text reminder. We chatted over the weekend. So she was over in Michigan on their staff recently, and then she just got the job at SMU last week. So a lot of people in the state of Texas know Toyelle very well. She's been beating the grounds of recruiting on the girls' side. But Jerome Tang and possibly Alvin Brooks III are scheduled to join us on Thursday. So all your questions that you have for Baylor men's basketball, save them and present them right then. All your tactical questions, your philosophical questions, your recruiting questions. Guess what? They won that championship. I'm gonna tell you what you are gonna notice.
What?
You are gonna notice their swagger is about to change because now they know they don't have to lie to you or mislead you anymore. They gonna tell you straight up, man, he's not good enough.
Jimmy, I got two things, Jimmy. I got two things. Make sure, could you put it on right quick? Your Cash App, because somebody just asked about $RCS Sports, right? $RCS Sports.
I don't have the YouTube on my screen. I don't have a desktop here. So
hold on, Jimmy. I just got Jimmy. They just upped the ante. They said, first of all five women, starting the five women, they gonna receive the sports bra and the and the bottom, okay, and the leggings, okay. All right, now we're gonna have two PV women along. Whoever the PV woman along, she gonna get two PV cardigans. You know the cardigans, the cardigans off the chain. But y'all, hey, tomorrow, women, PV, tell your PV alums, the first two of them that get women, got to be women. They gonna get it's gonna be two cardigans given away for them. So guess what? Women Rock Wednesday is gonna be off the chain tomorrow for PV. PV, y'all got favor. PV just got favor right now. Baby ain't fair. What you got?
You Walter Yates says,
what he
except for Mr. Nissa, don't give her nothing.
Hey man, don't start. Wait, Walter can't help it, man.
No.
Hey, great.
Anyway, hey guys, don't forget. Lastly, the Kingwood Live this weekend. That tournament, the Kingwood Live, is taking place this weekend. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. Y'all know it's funny as hell because if y'all didn't know, the JRB, this is our first of about 4 events. And of course, we have another at the end of the month, end of April, the 23rd, that weekend, which is going to be really, really good. This one here is solid. Not a whole Gugog. It's not a spring icebreaker amount of teams. I think the influx of a lot of teams will be at the Great American Shootout in Dallas. This event here, it's going to be solid. And you know it's going to be well ran. You know, the scores will be updated on time. You know, you have everything going to be precise. And I tell people all the time, pay attention. They still have a slot open for a 6th grade and an 8th grade team.
Okay.
And because of the Chop Shop, if you can contact or send an email and mention you saw it on the Chop Shop, Chop Shop is going to, whatever the entry fee is for that tournament, we will pay 2/3 of it.
Wow.
For any 6th or 8th grade team that want to play this weekend in the Kingwood Live. We'll pay whatever the entry fee. I don't know. I'm you know, I don't just say if it's $300, we're paying $200.
200 of them. Gotcha.
From the Chop Shop. But you have to be specific, and there's a team that's not already in the event.
Yeah.
It's a 6th or an 8th grade slot.
Or both, Jimmy. 6th or 8th grade, or 6th and 8th grade.
Both and or.
Okay.
And or.
Okay.
6th or 8th grade. If you got a team and you're interested in playing this weekend, the headquarters is going to be the gym in the Atascocita. Well, we're going to take, but you got to, I'm telling you now, don't mess up and you get mad, have your lip poked out. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, one of your teams already entered, and all of a sudden you want to come back. No. If you're a team that has not entered the Kingwood Live, the website is aboveallsportshoops.com. Aboveallsportshoops.com. And that was going to be once again a 6th grade team and an 8th grade team. That event takes place this weekend. The schedule will be posted tomorrow. So we're just giving an extra day, you know, to get everything, trying to fill its last 2 slots up. 6th grade, 8th grade. Now, also, yes, Kevin Jones, I have the Cash App from you. Kevin Jones put his order in for a cap.
Kevin Jones, that boy I love.
I'm gonna give you how to cap, Jones.
Yeah, give me. Hey, make that money, baby. Hey, you know I'm all for making that money.
And you know what? Understand? I'm not even think about it. The caps, and I think Herb. I showed him a picture of his cap earlier today. He reminded me. I said, "Well, Herb, I went and scouted last night, and I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna get 2 hats because the shirts I figured they'll go down a little bit more today. They can get them 50% off. So I wasn't getting any shirts. I didn't want to walk around with shirts. It's easy to put 2 hats in a bag after the game. So let me tell you something. I sent him a picture, and that hat that Herb had was regular price $36, something like that, $35, $36. Well, half off that, I mean, a hat would be $17, $18.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying you're a 20.
Right.
It covers same thing for those shirts.
I got
you. You know, but you specify the size.
Yeah.
If it's a t-shirt, most of those hats are one size fit all. Most of them. So, and if you want something, once again, send the Cash App. If you want an item from the Final Four, I'm going to take and understand more of us should do that for each other. We an opportunity to do. I know people want something, want to, you know, you want to floss like you was here. I ain't gonna tell you people, they ain't gonna know where you were.
I wouldn't
put your hat on, represent. Or if you wanted a Baylor specific shirt. Now the thing is, I'm doubting that a Baylor championship shirt would be half price because I'm doubting that.
Right.
Because I saw one last night, and everything that the guy had was half price except for that Baylor shirt. And the Baylor shirt, he didn't have nothing left but larges and 3Xs. So I'm right in the middle of that. So I couldn't even, that's why I said I'll get shirts tomorrow. But he did have some championship shirts with Baylor on it.
That's good.
But that's gonna be cool. But once again, if anybody else sent it, let me check when we leave.
Yeah.
On the Cash App.
Donald Hall just said he sent.
I know, but I'm trying to wait and see if I see it. I'm making myself a note. Because what I'm doing is
what you got?
I'm making myself notes in my phone. So when I get to the place, I'm not forgetting. I'm writing the person's name and what they're getting. I'm serious. So I'm writing it as we speak. D Hall wants a cap.
Yep. That's my man.
D Hall and 1 cap. But I'm waiting till it come through. So I add in the notes. I see Daryl Hawkins says he he wants an item. And this, I mean, just doing this, guys. We
That's
overtime.
good, man. You know what, Jimmy? I'm sitting there thinking about.
I got a late checkout in my hotel room, and I got to get up out of here. And I'm already packed up.
Yeah, you got to get out of here, Coach. Yeah. That you flying private today, though. You flying private today. You and Deshaun Watson.
I'm gonna tell you what I am doing.
Man, get on out of here, man. Man, hold that bottle up, man. Hold up.
I'm gonna tell you what I am doing.
Hold that bottle up. No, hold it up a little bit. Let me see something. Let me see. Man, that bottle was new.
It's about to be flatline. It's about to be Gonzaga in a minute. I'm gonna turn this bottle into Gonzaga, y'all.
Man wrong for that, man. That man wrong for that, man. That thing was brand new, man.
And Alan.
Yeah.
Know what this is?
Yeah, I know you can't get it. I know you can't get on no floor without that.
You can't get in the family room without this. I'm family, baby. I'm family.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth.
It's a family baby right here.
Hey, that's all right. We'll be back next year. I'll be there next year.
Hey, man. We're gonna find us an Airbnb down in New Orleans and turn that thing out next year.
Oh, it's gonna be in New Orleans?
New Orleans next year.
Oh, hey, Jim.
I done actually fell in love with the Final Four.
Jim, forget that.
I fell in love with the Final Four.
I ain't worried about. We gonna have a chop shop party. Everybody else be giving a party. Jimmy, we having a chop shop party. I already got the sponsor already. We gonna have a chop shop party. And let me tell you something. You don't leave your wallet at home. Just have your ID. Hold on now. It's gonna be invitation only now. You can't just walk your little old ass in there. But chop shop party, Jimmy, down there in New Orleans. Yes.
Hey, man, you know what? Matt Burton is in there from Atlanta. Matt the Mayor. The last time it was in New Orleans, we had a collaboration party with Court Cred.
I went.
And it was off the chain.
I went. I was there. I was there.
Hey.
Jimmy, we got Jimmy. This is a branding party, y'all. We're gonna be invite people from all around the world. Yes, it's on. Oh, Jimmy, thank you, Landon. We're gonna have it by pool. Jimmy, yes. We gonna have it by pool. Thank you, Landon.
Man, some of them gals on here don't have it.
They can't get in, Jimmy. If
you're acting crazy, all the water will come out that pool. Don't do that. Y'all stay in the lane, man. We need the lights dim. We're gonna have some sticks out there, man.
It's gonna be on.
You know what? I'm gonna give you one assignment.
Okay.
We gotta find our plug, and I'm gonna find one of the coaches in New Orleans. And we need to get them a reserve with green, and you're gonna have one of them scrambles. You know, you like to do the scramble.
Okay. Yeah.
We're in the Final Four. We have one of the scrambles, and remember, we were gonna do it with Chris Walker a couple of years back. Remember 4 years ago?
Jimmy.
We're gonna have on every team. We'll have a college coach.
Okay.
And or an administrator.
Okay.
On every team.
Okay.
Like an athletic director or a president or assistant deputy assistant AD. That means now your networking efforts can be maximized.
Jimmy, I'm gonna come. I got the golf course already, Jimmy.
Anybody want to be part of the committee in the chop shop? Y'all just send us an email and let us know we get started this thing early for New Orleans 2020.
We're gonna play at the English turn. Jimmy, we already got the venue.
Golf scramble.
It's gonna be an English turn.
What is it?
English turn golf course.
What's that?
English turn golf course. Yeah.
Well, we got to get somebody to give some real estate and maybe get us some time.
I already got it. One of my best friend live over there. We good.
We got to lock that in now.
I'm going to call them soon as we get off the phone.
It don't take but a minute for once them white folks realize that's Final Four weekend, they're going to try to up the ante. We got to lock it in before they realize what's going on. Now,
done deal.
That's going to be the thing. And also, we got to get some real estate. If you want to be part of our hospitality committee, that means the steering committee to help us put this thing together.
Yeah.
We welcome y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's first a lot of work to be done, but we got a whole year. We want to get a happy hour mixer. That way, a lot of people can a networking opportunity for people that are in business like Keldon Solomon. People don't know he's a home builder.
Right.
Hell, he builds homes.
Wow.
From the ground up. He's building homes. on the chop. A lot of people don't know. A lot of
didn't
people do.
I didn't
This
know.
is an opportunity to maximize the efforts.
Let's make it happen, baby.
And guess what, Al?
Mm.
We might, if we don't, the cigar thing, Michael, I mean, that's fine. That one thing we gotta do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get them sacks. We're gonna put them sacks in that water and let them bugs get the bubble.
Oh, yes. We're going to have a crawfish ball.
down
Come
there
on, Doc.
next year.
Dude,
Crawfish ball.
dude, I'm going to get off Jimmy. Just give me the date. Give me the date because I'm locking the golf course up today. I get to text me the date today. Done deal.
I think it would be really, really cool if we can pull this thing off.
Yeah.
Without if we will, we
Win.
can pull it
Yeah.
off. Ain't no doubt. Pulling this thing off would be so cool. That means now we're going to take the show on the road every Final Four, which
Yeah.
next year you save money. Those of you living in and around Houston, the next one is in Houston.
Yeah.
The following year.
Yeah. Done deal.
Man,
That's done real record, man.
done deal. But
And
anyway,
Jimmy,
guys,
watch when you
hey,
said sacks in the water. Jimmy, we just came out of that. Come on, Jimmy. We just watched Snowfall the other day. Stop that.
yeah,
Stop
and
that.
Deshaun Watson too. That's another different variation of sex in
Dude,
the water.
they had a press conference today, Jimmy. Another press conference. Artist is talking about some girl was crying. Man, come on, man. But
And
yeah.
Calvin, thanks to Calvin Ward,
Okay.
we give a shout out to Calvin Ward.
Okay.
We gonna make an award every week.
Okay.
We'll fine tune it. We're gonna call it the Proud Pappy Award, or Proud Mammy Award.
Okay.
Every once a week, it'll be one person that gives us some intel about their kid
Okay.
that's excelling as a student athlete. And I know that means at the end of the day, I know you one proud pappy.
Yeah.
His son, we told you about him, Incarnate Word, is a true freshman and has rewrote the record books this football season at Incarnate Word University.
Mhm.
He had an All-American starting in front of him, and this young man has took the job, and this guy is transferring in the portal right now. And this is seriously
Football player, right? Football.
Had it threw 7 touchdowns in one game in recent games. 7 touchdowns,
Okay.
6 in another game.
Right.
So anyway, Calvin Ward has sent the cash out for a cap as
Gotcha.
well. And let me make sure
Congratulations,
received.
Ward. Congratulations, man. Boy, I love
There
that
you go.
kind of stuff.
Calvin Ward. Let me write this down in my thing before we go. That way you guys will have verbal confirmation that you have, because some of you guys gonna swear you sent something and your cash app it's gonna be thin, and then you're mad because your money ain't right on your cash app, ain't go through. Derek Holcomb, Adam. Derek Holcomb he wants an XL Final Four t-shirt. I'm sorry, he wants a 4X t-shirt. I'm just playing.
Damn,
Is
Derek.
that for D Holcomb or Derek Holcomb? I'm assuming it's for a guy. I'm writing this note down. Derek Holcomb.
Okay.
We write this down. Man, y'all got me coming through there with groceries coming through the airport in a minute, man. Derek Holcomb, and that's for XL
Oh, somebody.
T-shirt.
Keep talking, Jimmy.
So
Somebody
far we got Kevin Drones, got D Hall, Calvin Ward, caps. We got Hal and Herb cap already done. We got Derek Holcomb with an XL T-shirt. Guys, and this is the last call. We're about to go off in 30 seconds. If you are interested in an item from the Final Four, then please, you feel free to send a cash app, $RCS Sports, $RCS Sports. Specify your item. You want a cap or a t-shirt, and put the size and possible color would help as well if there's a particular t-shirt. Some of you old guys out there, y'all still riding red and blue, and you know, so I want to make sure I don't want to get you messed up in the wrong neighborhood. But it is about time though to get ready to land the plane. This was a good day, great conversation. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Thanks so much. If you hadn't shared the show, make sure you do so right now. If you hadn't shared the show, do so right now to your timelines, to your friends. It's time for me to
and you get a safe trip
start.
home, man. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We're going to
Man.
talk about Paul Pierce. Jimmy, I haven't studied. We got to talk about Paul Pierce. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah.
I will be glad. Wednesday is the perfect day to talk about Paul Pierce.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because of what was taking place.
Yeah.
Women Rock Wednesday. We want to know, women, how you feel about this Paul Pierce situation. And you know, he's been fired, of course, by ESPN, which is, and do you think they should have fired him?
Yeah. You out of pocket, dog. Yeah. But that's all right. Get us out of here, Jim.
And also,
oh, you got something else? Somebody else just sent you
somebody
something?
just sent me this Coach Basin. He buying a shirt and a cap, Alan.
He
Let me
balling.
write this down. Y'all, let me
My
go
man,
get that
Coach
down.
Basin.
They gonna wear my ass out. I'm at to go to FedEx and send all this Curtis Basin. And another cash app just came through. That's Daryl Hawkins again. One cap and an an L shirt. That's from Curtis Basin. Anyway, guys, the rest of you guys, make sure you be good, man. Shout out to Clyde Jackson out there, man, getting it in out there.
What up,
16 new Houston Hoops team have been opening up a can. What they opened up, they got.
Hold on, I got it for you. I got it for
Clyde,
you.
this is for you.
This for
This
Clyde.
for you, Clyde. That's what he been putting up on them teams with their Houston Hoops 16 and under team. A fresh can of whoopers. Olga said I'm going over my luggage limit. Olga,
Hey,
I hope
hey.
not.
Oh,
You got
Rod
50
Wells.
pounds. I hope not.
Hey, I forgot to tell y'all, Rod Wells is going to the Dodgers game on Jackie Robinson Day. And guess what he's going to wear, Jimmy? His new Chop Shop, the new one with the red and black. You know he loves the new Chop Shop. He going to wear it out there. And soon as you take the picture, Rod, send me the pic back and I'm going to put it up on the Chop Shop. Thank y'all, man. Jimmy, get us out of here, baby. We got to get out of here now.
Yeah, man, we get up out of here. And guess what? Kevin Freedman say, can he have your shirt, your hat, Alan?
Man, you know what? Kevin Freedman, your head too big. Keep going. Your head too big.
Hey, whatever you do, don't put Kevin Freedman on my team on the scramble.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Not with that swing he got, man. Don't put it on. But anyway, guys, y'all be sure to take care. We'll see you guys on tomorrow, man. Y'all make sure you spread the word about the Chop Shop, man. Nobody does it like this. Make sure one of my motives is to make sure we enlighten you in the middle of your day, so you have enough energy to take it on home. And as we're gonna take it on home right now, it is time to slide down Dino's back. Yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday. We'll see you guys in 22 hours, man. Peace. For Robert Haller, this is Jim Hicks. We are the Chop Shop. Peace.
Bye. We out.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.